Guys, Nate here with the Live Sound 101 YouTube channel, and this is the Volunteer Tech Vlog, where I can get all my thoughts down and recorded in video format for learning purposes, of course. And today, let's see, today is November 11th. I'm sorry. Today is November 8th, 2015. It's the 11th month, the 8th day of the 11th month. So real quick, I'll get into this media report. So I set up the SAC file, Software Audio Console. I set up the file yesterday, and I just kind of assumed where channels would be. I thought, you know, Chris would go into channels 5 and 6, Dan would go into 7 and 8, Jerry would go into 17, and when the musicians got there, they, for different reasons, needed to be swapped around in terms of their physical locations on stage. So it messed me up a little bit because I had all the channels labeled and everything within the software, and I got a little flustered, and channel 8 wasn't working for some weird reason. I think the XLR just actually wasn't seated in all the way, and that just added to the confusion because I had things that were labeled incorrectly, and hindsight being 2020, well, I'll get to that in a minute. So they needed longer cables and everything. It looked like channel 8 wasn't working, so I just used channel 10 instead, and let's see. Channel 8 ended up working just fine. There was no bad cables, no bad DIs. It's just there must have been user error on my part. Like I said, I was flustered and was trying to swap things around last minute. But a lesson I learned early on in life in grade school was actually in math class. Mathematicians are lazy. They're always trying to find the quickest, simplest way to solve a problem rather than do out tons of extra work. Or said another way, you know, life lesson: work smart, don't work hard. And hindsight being 2020, I realized this about 5 minutes after the whole event occurred. I should have worked smarter, and what I could have done is let the DSP do the work. And I should have, and I'm sharing this with you so the future me that goes back and watches this video can learn something, and for those that are training that happen to be watching this video, what you can do if you have all the channels labeled in Software Audio Console and the musicians do a swap on you, all you got to do is go into the channel and simply swap the input source. So if you thought Dan was going to be in input 5 and now he's plugged into 17, you don't have to relabel the channel. You can just go to input 5. You can go to channel 5 and just change it to look at source 17 instead of source 5. I should have just done that. That would have been a lot simpler. But instead I got kind of confused and things were swapping around, and anyway, that's what I should have done, so I wanted to make note of that here. Let's see. Oh, we had a ProPresenter 5 Hiccup today. So Melanie was working the graphics today, and during communion, she was looking at a picture of the communion cup and the bread and everything, and so she was going to select that picture. When she selected it, the screen went white, and not sure why the screen went white, but Hal's walking by. Bye, Hal. After the screen went white, ProPresenter kind of got hung up and froze, so it was just doing this weird thing where you'd select a background image and nothing would happen. The screen would she could turn the output off so it would go blank, or just look at the desktop background on the PC that was running ProPresenter 5. So it just stopped working. So we restarted the software, and this is why it's great to have a strategic desktop background on the ProPresenter 5 computer, so that you can restart it during the service with like minimal interruptions. Now, of course, if you're in the middle of a song and this happens, everybody's going to be confused. So you got to just restart as quickly as possible. This is the first time I've actually noticed ProPresenter 5 on a PC doing a hiccup, but this is kind of like a typical bug that people say doesn't happen when you run ProPresenter on a Mac, but when you run on a PC, this type of stuff happens. So anyway, make note of that. Once we restarted it, ProPresenter 5 was working fine. Maybe it'll be fixed when we upgrade to ProPresenter 6. Who knows? Let's see. Oh, SAC update. So I updated the default mix file. This is important. And I'm going to make a whole separate video about a change log, essentially, or video version of a change log to document what I updated, because I made some big changes in the default mix template to make everybody's lives easier. So I'll do another video about that. Yeah, and gonna have yet another report coming for a wedding, because I just had a wedding on the 7th, so yesterday, on the Saturday before today, and I haven't done a media report for the wedding yet. I'll probably do that later on this week, but weddings are a little bit of a different beast, and I want to make a bunch of notes about how they're a different beast, because it's not your typical workflow. Like weddings and funerals, I was talking about this on the Church Sound Media Tech Facebook group the other day, and just kind of sharing in what was happening, because I'm waiting to do sound check and none of the musicians were there yet, and I'm kind of getting nervous because the ceremony starts at 11. We haven't even done a sound check yet. A lot of things up in the air, and so I posted about it, and one of the guys commented, I forget who wrote in, but they said weddings and funerals are the true test of a church sound guy. So I agree with that 100%. So anyway, keep an eye out for my media report for the wedding, which will be coming later. But right now, I gotta get home and watch me some Patriots, because I think the football game's going on. All right, my name is Nate with the Volunteer Tech Vlog on the Live Sound 101 YouTube channel. I am passionate about audio, and I'm trying to be a good student and learn as much as I can and document what I'm learning and sharing it here in the form of a vlog. So anyway, love to hear your thoughts. If you're also interested in learning more about audio, let's learn together. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments, or reach out to me on Twitter, and I'll see you in the next video.